Hey everybody, this is Raul Valdez, your barista champion, Region 18 here in Florida, and today I thought we'd go over some Mastrena maintenance, specifically shot times and how to make sure we're calibrated, alright? So let's head over to the machine. So say it's in the middle of peak, and you're getting shots that are pulling at 15 seconds, or maybe a shot that's pulling at 28 seconds, and you're thinking, what the heck is going on? My shots are wonky, I gotta fix it, alright? First thing you should do, come over, press your plus and minus button. Alright, now what this is going to do, after you press your plus and minus, it's going to show you this spread of numbers. What these numbers right here at the ET under ET means, those are your shot times, alright? Now this machine looks at the last 6 shots and says, alright, these are our shot times, now let's do an average, and that's what you see when you pull a double shot. So what does that look like practically, alright? Well, let's go ahead and pull 2 shots of espresso. So we're pulling 2 shots of espresso. This is going to take a second. I'm going to bet my shots are right about 18 or 19 seconds. While we wait on that, have you ever started pulling, say, a double shot of espresso when you should have pulled decaf? Do you know how to fix that? Well, I'll tell you right up here. A lot of times, you'll hit stop and it doesn't work. Well, hit clear, then stop, and I bet it'll work. Let's look at our average. 18 seconds. So we just pulled those 2 shots, we got 18 seconds. Now does that mean those shots are pulling at 18 seconds? Not exactly. Again, come back over. We hit the plus and the minus and we look, that last shot pulled at 16 seconds. That's not 18 seconds, right? Again, that's because this machine looks at the last 5 shots and takes an average of those 5 and says this is what you're pulling at, okay? But if you want to be right on the money, go push these 2 buttons and then make an adjustment. So say your system says, hey, you're pulling at 28 seconds, we need you to pull a little bit faster, alright? So let's go over, you need to go coarse, okay? What does that mean? I have a lot of partners come to me and say, hey, you know, I know that if I need to go faster, I'm going to go coarse, or I need to go slower, so I'm going to go fine. But what does that mean? What's going on with the grind? Well, I'll tell you, and I tell them this. Think about pebbles, loose pebbles. Think about sand. Now say you had a jug of water and you poured water over both of those surfaces, pebbles and sand. Which one would the water run through faster? Well, I bet it's going to be the pebbles, not the sand. And in the same way, our espresso ground is going to do the same thing, right? Our coarse grind is like those pebbles, whereas a fine grind is like that sand. So, we make our adjustment. Now here's a question. What happens when our machine, after we've made our adjustment, says, hey, look, I think you're pulling a little slow here, let's make an adjustment. What do? Do you make that adjustment? No. The answer is no, you don't make that adjustment. What's happening is a machine doesn't acknowledge or hasn't acknowledged yet that you've made an adjustment. You're a step ahead of the Mastrena. So don't make that adjustment. Give it a second. Pull a couple double shots, check your averages, and if it doesn't go up after 3 or 4 shots, then make another adjustment, alright? And then go from there. But a lot of times, if you're doing it like this, you're going to get ahead of your machine, so you just disregard those messages. Moving forward, something I noticed partners used to do, when they pull out their grounds bucket, it would say, time to empty your grounds bucket. Well, instead of emptying, they would shuffle it, put it back in, and they're ready to go, right? Well, now it takes a little longer for the machine to recognize, oh, I pulled out the drawer. Why is that? Because we want you to dump that bucket out. If you don't dump it, your grounds, your pucks, they stack up. They get up into your machine, and now they're messing with the quality of your shots, and they're also messing with the gaskets and all of the little pieces that are going to mess up the machine. It's a $20,000 machine. We don't want to mess it up, right? We don't want leaks or anything happening, so that's why we dump out our grounds bucket. So, when you do it, don't shake it, dump it into your grounds bucket, and then put it back in. And the last thing I'll say, and it does make a difference, partners, make sure your hopper is full, because that will affect your shots. If you got wonky shots, start with your beans. Make sure your hopper's full. Alright, that's it for this time. Again, I'm Raul Valdez, your barista champion, Region 18 here in Florida, and we'll see you again.